Okay, hello friends, what's goody gang? All right, so if you're here, this video is about, this is just like a channel download that I got, and it's about secure attachment and interdependence. Okay, so if you don't know what these two things mean, I'm a firm believer in just like increasing your vocabulary, your vernacular, your jargon, learning more words so that when certain conversations are had, you can understand what is going on and what is being talked about. Because I ran across a video today on Instagram where a lady was saying like, and this was like a professional lady, she had her master's and everything, but she was talking using language that was very easy to understand, her accent, everything about the way she talked. She was talking about relating to your audience. Her audience is like disadvantaged Black people, so obviously she had a very relaxed way of speaking. She didn't use all the fancy words that she knows, and that's because her point is that, you know, when people talk about like intersectionality and you're systemically like oppressed and everybody doesn't know what that means. Depending on who you're talking to, I feel like those words are used when you're trying to get bigger people to help smaller people, right? But when you use words like that, you can't get across to the people who are, who need what you're trying to give. So with that being said, y'all, I don't mind regressing or code switching the way that I speak to be more understood, because Erykah Badu did say, what good do your words do if they can't understand you? What good do your words do if they can't understand you? Don't go talking that shit, Badu. What song is that? I feel like that's on, it's called And On. So you know how she has On and On? That song is called And On. Okay, so I love that song. I feel like a lot of people don't know that song. Love that song. But anyways, with that being said, secure attachment is basically, so obviously we have detachment, which is not being attached to something at all, obviously. Then there's like attachment, where you are attached, just attached, right? Then you have like anxious attachment, where you're like attached, but you're anxious about it. And you just have all these different attachment styles. Secure attachment is what I want people to get more familiar and comfortable with. And also interdependence. Interdependence is when so we've heard codependent, right? Codependent is when you need or rely on something externally to make you feel whole. And a lot of the time that word gets thrown around when we're talking about human on human relationships. People are usually emotionally codependent, financially codependent, whatever, right? But we need to get more familiar and comfortable with secure attachment and interdependence. Interdependence is when you can rely on another person and they can rely on you to get something done. So for example, interdependence is when, for example, like, okay, say two people are married. One person pays all the bills in the house. The other person makes sure that the kids are taken care of, or the family is covered spiritually, and the food and well-being of the home is being kept, whatever. That is all interdependent in a relationship. There's all types of example of interdependence. Some people have an interdependent relationship with their parents, where they stay with their parents at 30, 40, 20, 30, 40 years old, but maybe they take care of their parents and they also take care of the house, but they can live there. Everybody's parents don't charge them to live there. My mother would have never charged me rent to stay with her. If she was having a hard time, I'm the kind of person that would pay her without her even asking me. That's just how I was raised, to respect and just love my parent. But I'm saying all that to say that is what interdependent is, when two people can rely on each other, but it's a secure dependence, pretty much. The other message is get comfortable in your karma or your dharma. I feel like I talked about this in another video when I was talking about people kind of going in the groups that they deserve to be in or whatever. So evil people going to be with more evil people, and freaky people want to hang out with freaky people, and serious about your goals people hanging out with serious about your goals people. So with that being said, there's going to be so much more of the need for people to get comfortable in their karma. So if you seeped bad seeds, be prepared to receive your negativity, period. That's all I'm gonna say on that, because I can't relate to that anyway. But what I can relate to is dharma, which is when you sow good seeds, so you get all this great, amazing stuff back. I know it's difficult. In my experience, I've realized the other day, I know I dropped, like not the other day, You guys saw recently I dropped a video where I said, why is it hard for me to imagine, life for myself? And that was just a way to kind of put a relatable title on something. It's not hard for me personally to imagine. I have a beautiful imagination. The issue I was actually having, y'all, was more so it's not even about belief either. It wasn't about belief or imagination. It was more so about trying to make sure that I'm not living in a delusioned space. Good delusion is good, but I didn't never want to get in the habit of looking through things with a rose-colored glasses, right? But it was fucking up my ability to manifest. So I realized, okay, like I need to cleanse, because I was still feeling like, one, okay, y'all, your experience will start to put a bad taste in your mouth, whether you allow yourself to be a bitter person or not. I'm not a bitter person naturally. I love to enjoy life. I'm like a very like lighthearted person by nature. But I was having a hard time like being a little, like, I'm usually so optimistic, but like the world was kind of beating that out of me. And I realized like, damn, like I've become like a little pessimistic. So I had to work on that. And not just that, but it was also like, how can I put this? Holy Spirit, help me, please. Yes, I was becoming a little pessimistic, but also it just felt like, okay, you know how like they always be like divine timing, and you start to learn like, yeah, divine timing is like a real thing, especially if you're a follower of God, if you're a follower of Yeshua, right? And I started to think like, okay, if God doesn't want me to have something now, I can't sit around and want it. I can't want and desire for things that aren't meant for me at this time. Like I wanted to feel secure in whatever I had presently. And to be real with y'all, the only thing I have presently is me. It's just me and God and my guides and Jazz. Shout out to you, Bookie. But like, yeah, I don't have a whole lot of people like in my corner, so a lot of the things that I wanted involved other people. So that's where the pessimism was coming from, because it's just like, okay, if I don't even meet a whole lot of people on a regular basis who know how to like interact with me, how the hell am I gonna do that moving forward? So it's not that I couldn't imagine it or I didn't believe it. It's just like I really was like confused on how this would come together. But one thing I know is that God is a miracle worker, period. So basically the message is about integration. So integration, look it up. Y'all just get comfortable. Like one thing I'm doing that's really helping me, to be real, is just getting comfortable and just knowing that things are gonna come out of anywhere. They could come from anywhere at any time, but at the end of the day, I have to set the vibes. I have to set the tone for whatever it is that I want, and I have to practice. I have to be in that space already. And it might feel weird, but if you're already a loner and you're already kind of in this space of being a little bit isolated, it makes it easier, because you can be as delusional and weird as you want about constructing your world and co-creating with the Most High, and it won't feel weird because ain't nobody around to like not understand the vision and not not build, what Tia Corinne say in Freaky T. That's my jam right there. But she said something like she said I had to cut him off, he wasn't fucking with the movement. Oh no, that's not Freaky T. That's Stunner Girl and that other song, child. I only know one song by Stunner Girl, and child, I just like that one song. Anyway, but she said you had to cut him off, he wasn't effing with the movement. So that's basically like, I don't have to worry about nobody being in my corner personally who ain't messing with the movement, who not getting what I'm putting down. Like I told a person that was in my life a few months ago, when we first met last year, I was like, they were telling me I'm interested in meditation and manifestation, and the whole time they was playing me, child. Even though they were interested in it, they were just trying to be whatever I needed them to be just to be in my space, which is a story for another day. I find that to be super lame, okay? But childish, broke mindset-ish. It's like, be yourself, you know what I'm saying? But I remember telling this person, like, be prepared. And I was dead ass. And I feel like people think I'm weird when I say stuff like this, but this is me. This is who I am. But I was dead ass, and I told them, like, look, when we get to manifesting for real, if that separates us for any reason, we have to be okay with that. And we were still new in each other's lives, but we were really enjoying each other. And this person told me, like, okay, yeah, I don't think they really truly knew what I meant by that. Or maybe they did, and that's why they chose to like lie and scheme their way into my life, because I'm not a detached, like, people really don't be getting my vibes, and that is cool, that's them. But I'm always detached because I am a Buddhist. Like, that is the first practice that I chose. I chose that when I was in about 8th grade, 9th grade, and I've been practicing those principles since that time and incorporating them into my life. And it's kind of like my natural vibe anyways. That's why I chose it. I was like a theologian early on by choice. That was like a personal practice on some neurodivergent shit like that. Like, my hyperfixation is like learning. So like, I'm constantly want to learn about things. History, sociology were like always my favorites, and all things, you know, old, right? But anyways, saying that to say, I feel like I don't have to elaborate on that anymore. This is as long as it needs to be. And I feel like, yeah, those who get it, get it. Those who don't. I don't want to try to, you know, my orating abilities and my abilities to speak and relate are only gonna improve y'all. I never said I was perfect. I might look good to a lot of y'all, and I might come off real cool and stuff like that, but we're not all perfect. Even if you think I'm perfect in your brain, I'm not perfect, y'all. I'm not always gonna say the perfect thing and have the perfect this, and you know, that's the point of me having the crowd, us building this community and this family here at Code of Zen. And even if people are wondering about the name change, I'm only gonna address this once. Guys, brands grow. You know, sometimes people see the name of your brand and they want to, you know, make a brand that's similar to that. It's like, I don't know. It's like, you know, Zen in the Void had a lot of weird energy be put on it. So the brand, the channel had to evolve. That's it. It's not nothing weird or complicated about it. That's it. And I only want people to be here who can relate truly, who truly love and respect what we got going on here. So I love you guys. I will see you guys in the next one. I think that's it for this video. So I hope that, I know that you guys got it, what I'm putting down or whatever. So I'll see you on the next one. Peace.